Are you familiar with Scribus and comfortable using the application? In this video, we're going to look at the user interface, identifying the various control panels so that you can find them faster in order to reduce the learning curve, boost your productivity, and help you to create content faster using Scribus.
Welcome to class.
Let's start by running Scribus. When the application starts up for the first time, you should see the new document configuration wizard. The wizard has a number of tabs across the top. One for creating new documents, allowing you to set document properties manually. One for creating a new document from a number of templates, such as books, brochures, and business cards. One for opening existing documents. And finally, one for opening a recently created or opened document. For the purposes of this video, let's stick with and take a look at the New Document tab. There are a number of options to choose from on this tab when setting up a new document. For instance, you can select between starting your document with single or facing pages, size, orientation, and the document dimensions and unit of measure. There are tabs for setting the document's margin, guides, and bleeds. Additional options that you can set include the number of pages the document should start with, first page identification for facing page documents, and applying automatic text frames to each page. Along with identifying any columns or gaps that should be applied to each page. All of these settings can be set by default document settings for new documents, and this screen can be brought back up from the File menu later on. So, if you don't enjoy being greeted with this prompt every time you open Scribus, you can select the checkbox, "Do not show this dialog again," before clicking OK. As we are looking to identify the various control panels, let's leave the default settings and select OK in this dialog to create our new document. Now we should be faced with a blank canvas with a few guides. Looking at the screen, starting from the top left, as with most software, you should see a standard menu bar containing buttons with labels such as File, Edit, View, and Help. Just below the application menu bar, you should see the graphical shortcut ribbon. The ribbon is broken down into 5 sections: File, Edit, Tools, PDF Tools, and View Tools. The file shortcuts include things such as creating, opening, closing, printing, and validating documents. Edit provides the ability to undo, redo, cut, copy, and paste actions you've taken in the application. The Standard Tools section provides you the ability to add text, image, and shape frames along with tools for creating freehand graphics, measurements, color selection, and even barcode generation. The PDF tool selection allows you to add PDF buttons, checkboxes, text fields, and various 2D and 3D annotations. And finally, the View Tools allows you to change the current document's view quality, apply color management settings, print preview, and toggle vision settings such as what the document would look like for people with normal vision or various forms of color blindness. There are a few more control panels that we should take a look at that do not appear in the shortcut ribbon, and this is because the control panels are directly associated to the content frames you add to your document. So let's add a few content frames to the document before pulling up these control panels. We can start by adding a text, rectangle, and image frame. Be sure to add some text to your text frame, like this is some text. Now on the standard menu, select Windows and check Properties. When the control panel appears, move it to the right if it's not there already. Again on the standard menu, select Windows and check Content Properties, moving the control panel to the left this time. And for the last control panel we're going to look at, once again on the standard menu, select Windows, and this time check Align and Distribute, moving the control panel to the bottom of the screen under your content frames. With all of the property windows up, as you select the various frames in your document, you should notice that all of the frames have properties, but based on the type of frame, it may not have any content properties that can be set, such as the rectangle frame. Common properties of all frames include its coordinates on the document, or the X, Y, and Z positioning, drop shadow, color, and transparency. Content properties change based on the selected frame. This makes sense as you can't really set the font styles of an image frame. When you select the text frame, the content properties control will be filled with the text properties that can be adjusted, such as font settings, font colors, margins, spacing, and other effects. For image frames, the content properties control will be filled with image properties such as positioning, scaling, color management, and other image effects that can be applied. The Align and Distribute control is the last control window we opened, and as you guessed it, it allows us to align content frames on our document relative to other frame selections, the page, or even document margins and guides. For instance, we can put the text frame directly at the bottom center of the rectangle frame and put the image frame at the top left of the rectangle frame without having to move the frames pixel by pixel. These are the primary control panels within Scribus. If you need to, watch this video again and follow along until you're comfortable with where these control panels are, as you will be using them a lot when working with Scribus. If you have used Scribus before, what control panel do you find yourself spending most of your time with? Also, if this video helped you out, or you feel we missed a specific control panel you would have liked us to cover, be sure to let us know in the comments section. In the next video, we will be going over common tools and how to use them. See you in the next one.